Today, I wanted to dive into the 6 biggest challenges that entrepreneurs face whilst building a 6-figure business. And this is through my experience as well as through all the different clients and entrepreneurs that I've worked with. So the first thing is focus. Now, as an entrepreneur, when you're starting out, it's very easy to see so many different opportunities. You're there looking at all these different ways in which you could build your business, and there's hundreds of books and different courses. And what tends to happen is that entrepreneurs become distracted by all the different options that they have. They look at 7 different marketing channels, 5 different products, they've got 7 different offers, and what happens is you attempt to do a lot of things, and what tends to happen is that entrepreneurs spread themselves too thin, and that's the biggest challenge. So instead, you've got to be able to focus on what it is that you want to create and see if you can simplify. And although in hindsight, looking back, people gave me this advice and I didn't listen, and I wish I did, and this is why I'm sharing it with you. If you can just pick one thing, get it to work, one channel, one product, and you start to move that forward, what you'll find is you'll make such faster progress because you have that clear, concise view, and you can actually go deep in one area as opposed to doing a little bit in a variety of different things. You can actually fully focus at the task at hand to really help you move forward. The next thing, which is a huge challenge, is focusing too much on product and not enough on the marketing. So it's very easy to by ourselves work on creating a product, creating a system, creating an app, and creating something where it's just us focusing on it. And when it comes to entrepreneurship, you have people that are very creative entrepreneurs, and I could definitely say that I'm a creative one, whereby we love our systems and creating products and focusing on that. Now, the challenge with that is that you can build the most beautiful house in the world, but if it is built in the middle of nowhere and no one knows about it, it doesn't matter. And the truth is, nowadays, marketing is one of the biggest challenges that entrepreneurs face because everyone is starting to do it online. It's becoming more expensive. There's different challenges. So you have to be able to be consistently marketing in the right way to reach the audience where you can add the most value, and there is an exchange that happens there. So for yourself, I would challenge you to think about how much time do you spend on product versus marketing? How much time do you actually spend marketing everything that you create or the app that you're working on so that you can really move forward in a different way? Because if you get the marketing right and you have consistent leads coming in, then you have something that you can really build out to 6, 7, 8 figures. But until that point in time, if you've got these trickles coming in and clients coming here and there, you don't have that system that really works. It's incredibly important to make sure you focus on that marketing and not just the product. Next, this is a huge one that I see, and actually this is for entrepreneurs starting out, this is entrepreneurs who have businesses already, and this is analysis paralysis. And the reason why I say that is that we're in a world today where we have an information overload. What I mean by that is that we have so many different resources with loads of different opinions from a variety of different experts. So what happens is it's sometimes very confusing to work out what you should do because you're hearing contrary advice from people that are so-called experts. And the challenge that occurs there is that you can remain open, but if you're having this different pieces of advice and you're not sure how to move forward, it becomes a real challenge with regards to making decisions and making things happen. And I find a lot of entrepreneurs are in learning mode. They say, oh, I'm not ready yet, Ben, you don't understand. I need to focus on more things. I need to build up my app more. It's not ready yet. And the biggest challenge is, when it comes to this analysis paralysis, is I find this stems from perfectionism, whereby we want things to be perfect. We're scared of failing, and there's different elements there that prevent us making the key business decisions needed to move our business forward. And this is where I would really challenge you to make decisions as an entrepreneur and be a leader, because leaders make decisions fast and they change them slow. So in order to overcome this analysis paralysis, you've got to start making key decisions, and the truth is you won't get it right all the time, and that's okay, because making a decision now and leading with it and committing to it and going for it means that you have that learning experience and you can do things differently moving forward. It's an absolute must, and make sure that you move out of this analysis paralysis and start making those business decisions. Number 4, delegation. Now, delegation is something that I was horrendous with when I first started my business. I remember I was attempting to do the design. If you had seen some of my first flyers, you would be in hysterics with how badly designed they were. But the truth is, I really wasn't sure how to delegate. And when it comes to this delegation, there's actually a few different elements there. The first thing is you've got to be able to delegate what you're not good at as an entrepreneur. And you have to be able to delegate those weaknesses. But the key there is you have to understand what you're delegating in order to delegate it efficiently. Previously, for example, I tried to delegate Facebook ads, but I didn't know anything about it. So what happened is I ended up losing a lot of money because I couldn't understand exactly what to measure, what I'm looking for, and figuring out how to tweak things. When you're sharing design, you don't have to become an expert designer, but you need to know the lingo. If someone's talking about your website and you have got no idea, it becomes very challenging. And this is where you've got to be able to educate yourself and then to delegate and actually have someone who's an expert. Because the truth is, they could do something in 5 minutes and they would enjoy doing it, and it would take you a few hours. I know for me, designing a PDF, I couldn't think of anything worse to do than attempting to move things and tweak things. It's just not for me. So with that said, make sure that you start delegating so that you can have other people to draw on to fill in your weaknesses so that you can better focus on your strengths. So next we've got the business model. Now this is a very interesting one because when we look into business models, and obviously there's a variety of ones out there from an entrepreneurial standpoint, whether you have an app and you're marketing that, whether you have a service-based business, whether you're doing a group business, I'm not sure what that is, but what's incredibly important is to figure out your business model. And from a consulting, training, coaching standpoint, if you're only doing one-to-one, what happens is if you 10x your clients, suddenly it's impossible to serve that many at the same level. Sometimes it's impossible to even possibly serve all of them because there's just too many people. So this is where you've got to figure out, does your business model actually allow you to scale to 6 figures and beyond? Because if it doesn't, then you need to twist, change, correct what's going on to enable you to move to a higher level. So if you're thinking, does my business model work? Do the numbers. And this is where, as an entrepreneur, you've got to get good with your numbers because the truth is cash flow is the blood of the business. And this isn't just thinking about your revenue, thinking about your profit as well. So when you focus on this business model, if you do the numbers right, that meant X number of clients can you take on with X number of hours in the day, does it make sense? Because if it doesn't, you've got to switch your business model or do things in a different way. Maybe look into having a high ticket offer. And I find that a lot of entrepreneurs tend to undervalue themselves when they first start out. So make sure that you are charging what you think it's worth, building the model in the right way, and ultimately moving forward. Now the last thing is of paramount importance. And people told me this to begin with. Once again, I was a bit like, oh, I'm not sure, can I afford that, blah, blah, blah. But mentors and coaches have been the most important part of my success. And the reason why I say that is that I was on a podcast literally yesterday. They were asking about, well, what are these principles that have helped me gain success in my life? And what I say is that mentors and coaches are one of the most important assets to allow you to not reinvent the wheel, but to use someone else's system, to see someone else's roadmap of how to build a 6, 7, 8 figure business. And once they give that to you, you then have a very, very clear idea what to focus on, what tasks you need to do, where you've got holes in your business, where you need to re-strategize, and how to start to build your business in a way that can actually lead you to the success you desire, as opposed to just guessing and trying to fire blind. And I think that a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners attempt to do things blindly. I'd really challenge you to figure out what has been working for other people, model it, and make it happen. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't yet, I'm currently offering lifestyle and business evaluations where you can find out the 5 biggest blocks that are preventing you moving forward and the #1 strategy to help you move forward in a much more sustainable way. So if that sounds like something for you, make sure to book in the link below or drop me a message and I can get you on that link and you can start to move your business and your lifestyle to a new level. With that said, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.